This is what happens when you have a bad control arm. Lower control arm out. You see why? Bushing, no good. No good. I don't want to be riding around in the snow with this. This thing will pop right out. No good. What is up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Got a quick video for you today. We're replacing a driver's side lower control arm due to a split boot on the ball joint of the lower control arm. If you look over here, we have a split boot right there. And then we'll check out the bushings. It's hard to see, but those normally crack and they become loose, and then you can move your control arm pretty easily if you neglect your lower control arms. This one is not that bad, but we're gonna go ahead and remove it, and then we'll inspect it afterwards. But we know for a fact that we have a split ball joint, as you can see here, and that is no good. So we got to get rid of that and put in the new stuff right here. And if you're interested in the part number, purchased from O'Reilly's, about 150 bucks. So it's 4C, B as in boy, 30390, and that's for the driver's side. Let's do this. All right, guys, so our first target bolt is going to be the lower ball joint bolt. So it's right here. Don't loosen this side. It has a nut on the other side, so we're going to jump to the other side. Check here. Move this light. So there's a nut on it right there, you can see. So that's the nut you want to loosen first. All right, so this is looking from above. That's a 14 millimeter socket down there. You put it on that side. After you've loosened it up, you loosen it up a little bit. And then you're going to want to put a socket and an extension on it. That way you can hit it with the hammer. That way you can move the bolt to drive it through. Because once you drive it through from hitting it on that side, you see that gap? Now you're all set. So what I do is I normally put an impact on here and a small wrench or a flathead screwdriver and apply pressure while hitting the impact, and it should slide right out. Because as you can see, it's rusted. So it always has a hard time. If you leave it in there too long and never take this out and neglect it, you can try and end up loosening this side and end up snapping the whole collar on the inside. And then that just is a nightmare. You might need a new knuckle. So avoid that. Apply a little bit of heat, but be careful for the boot on the axle because you could burn that as well. So now we're going to take this bolt out, and then we should be able to smack this right out of place. I normally pry like a chisel or a big flathead in between here so it can loosen it up and pry it open, essentially. So let me do that now. All right, so that's the bolt. This is on the left-hand side towards the headlight. This is towards the driver's seat. And if you look at it like this, it goes in through here. This is why it's very important to put it all the way in, because when it goes through there, it essentially locks in that collar, that little C groove. Can't really tell. I don't know why my camera's not focusing. Well, it's hard to tell, but it's a little C groove. If you're doing the job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this goes in, and that's what essentially keeps this from falling out. It's just a little groove. So you put that in, and that's the bolt. So once you get it out, it looks like this. Well, that's not going to happen right away. So like I said, I normally do like a hammer chisel or actual regular chisel and just put it in between the grooves, because you're going to need to separate. Let's see if I can get a good... Yeah, you're going to need to separate right in between the groove where that screwdriver is. And then you hit the lower control arm right here, downwards. You want to hit it down, and then it should pop out just like that. And then you can take a nice long pry bar like such, and then you should be able to pop it out. Let's see. So now you have that. All right, I couldn't get it to pop out by putting it right underneath the ball joint, but as you can see, it's out now. If you have a nice long snap-on pry bar like me, go ahead and put it right in that hole inside the lower control arm. If you didn't know, that's normally what they're for. And then you can see, just by applying pressure, you can see the hole. I can move that whole control arm even after it's all the way out. All right, here are our next two targets. Got that bolt there, and then it goes through, and then it threads inside the chassis. So hopefully that bolt doesn't get seized or stuck. This is why it's very important to do your maintenance. And then you have this one here. And then there's also the bolt up top. So this is not threaded or welded. Let's see. It might be welded. We'll see. You might have to put a wrench on top, but go ahead and put a wrench on top if you have to. And then we're gonna loosen both these up. I'm not gonna put it on video because it's pretty self-explanatory. Let me zip these out, and then this lower control arm should pop right out. All right, we successfully removed the control arm, and we have it here along with the bolts. Here's the old one. You can see the bushings aren't completely compromised, so those aren't too bad. They're not cracked. They normally crack on the rubber, but these look pretty decent. Not the best, but they're decent. This is the reason for changing the control arm. You can see that thing is compromised for sure. So now I wanted to show you, just make note, this is why you don't neglect maintenance, because not only will you be replacing parts, you'll also be replacing bolts. If you look at that there, look at how fossilized that is, and look at the threads. That's literally just from sitting in there. If you take this long to replace these things, they start to get fossilized. Come on, focus. You can see that's why you need anti-seize. You can't put it on the threads, but you can put anti-seize where it's flat. But if stuff starts getting like that, you see the threads, they get all messed up. But that's from sitting in the collar. The threaded portion is all right, but I would recommend replacing the bolt on this and putting some anti-seize on it. That way it doesn't cause issues. And the same thing with this one. Put some anti-seize in the middle of there, not on the threads. And then you can see here that somebody did put some anti-seize on that one. So that one looks pretty decent. And that goes in that mounting point. So let's throw this thing in there. Out with the old, in with the new. And as you can see, we got the anti-seize all set and ready to go. All right. So we have the bolts with the anti-seize on them. Like I said, don't put any on the threads. Please do not put any on the threads. Before the threads, it's the collar that sits inside here and here. And then here, inside there, and inside there, that hole. So now that that's all cleaned up, let's go ahead and reinstall it. All right, guys, so we're gonna start off with this back bolt, the one that has the nut and the bolt. So as you can see here, I already put the nut on, so you're gonna put it in first through down below, and then put the nut on once you can get it. So you kind of want to keep it as straight as possible. You're gonna have to finagle it and wiggle it until you can get the bottom bolt all the way through. And then essentially, once you have it in, you're gonna swing it. So you'll twist it so that this one slides in to this one down here. And you're gonna, the same thing, you're gonna thread it from the bottom all the way up. And then lastly, I'll do the same thing. I'll put the pry bar over here, bend it down. This is gonna wanna go downwards, and then we can put it in the bottom of our knuckle. So let me do that now. All right, guys, so we got the ball joint in. I don't have the bolt in just yet, but I'm gonna slide it through in a second. So if you're having trouble getting this in, once you get it in, you're gonna have to pry the middle. And if you can't pry the middle, because it takes two people, but if you could do it with one person, then you're good. But all you need is a jack. So go ahead and put the jack underneath the lower control arm, And make sure that the ball joint is lined up inside there at least a little bit. You know, get it started, get it in there. Then you'll lift it with the jack, and then once you have pressure on the jack and the knuckle, then you can hit just the jack. Literally hit the jack right here, or right here on the rim. Hit it, and it should shock it, so that way this will fall right into the bottom of the knuckle, and then you can put your bolt in. So I do a lot of jobs by myself, so I find ways to make it work. So that's it. That wraps up the lower control arm. So let me put it all back together, put that bolt in, torque it down, and it should be good to go. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Like I said, don't tighten any of the bolts until you have everything in place, meaning the whole control arm in place, meaning that you have that bolt in, this bolt in over here for the other side of the control arm, and this bolt in. So once you have all three of those in, then you want to tighten them all up and then give her a good wiggle. I like to shake it, make sure it's not going to go anywhere, make sure everything's tight. You'll put the tire on, shake it again, and you should be good. That pretty much wraps up what it takes to do a lower control arm. So as long as you don't have no issues with this bolt here, it should be a very easy job. And if that one, like the fossilized one earlier in the video, this bolt got seized, this would have been a nightmare of a job. So please stay on top of your maintenance and change your control arms. I'd say like every 50 to 60K. If you want to ride it out, maybe 80K. That's a little much, but I wouldn't really go past 80K. I see people changing control arms at 100K, and then they have issues, especially when they're in New England with salt, where bolts like that get fossilized. But everything is good to go. Everything is nice and tight. Everything is solid. So that pretty much wraps up the video. If you found this video helpful, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for tuning in, guys.